a bicycle trip through the local community, the Mount Batur
You know
sunrise hike,
to use the bicycle.
You don't know to ride the bicycle. That's not good. Hello guys and welcome back for another video with Pall Family. I'm Daniel.
I'm Natalia.
And today we are back with our video reactions. This time is gonna be a video from Rhett and Claire, which we haven't seen or checked them for a long time. This one is
1 year ago, no?
from 1 year ago, Bali travel guide. We are doing this type of videos starting from today
because we have a surprise for you.
We finally got our tickets for Indonesia and we're gonna be traveling to Bali in 2024 around May, June,
end of May, middle of May.
We're not gonna say the dates exactly yet, but we have the tickets, everything is booked, so we want to check a couple of videos about Bali to make ourselves like a guide where and what we should do when we're gonna get there.
Yeah, we've checked them before as well. So many times we watched so many videos about these things.
We're gonna carry on with our video reactions as well with Fikinaki, with
the other ones.
Yeah,
loads
Lost
of them.
Boys.
The Lost Boys.
But we're gonna try to make ourselves a list with things to do around Bali, Ubud, Seminyak.
And you can give us loads of suggestions about it, no? What we can visit.
Yeah, we're gonna make a list. Ready? Steady. This is Bali travel guide. Everything you need to go before you go. Everything you need to know before you go. Don't forget, if you're new and enjoying watching these videos with us, subscribe, like, hit the notification bell to stay up to date to know when we're gonna post our next videos. Don't forget to check the original video. You can find the link in the description. And for those that are keep asking about Nicole, Natalia made few videos with Nicole. You can find them on Natalia's channel. I'm gonna post the link as well in the description. So if you want to check them out, please do it. Ready, steady?
Ready.
Bali is finally open for tourism.
And in this video, we're sharing everything you need to know before booking a trip to this paradise island.
Hello, Rhett and Claire.
We'll be covering everything from entry requirements, where to stay, daily budgets, how to get around, what to do and what not to do.
If you find any of the information in this video helpful, we'd really appreciate it if you could give it a like and subscribe for more videos like this. Right, let's start this video off with how to get to Bali.
By the way, I hope that I sort the video audio quality because we had apparently some problems in the last time.
Some of the videos, yeah.
Because of the software that I'm using for recording, and I'm still trying to get around with the technical issues. Let me know if it's alright or not.
If it's much better,
You'll want to book a flight to Ngurai International Airport. Big airlines are adding direct routes to Bali now, so you'll no longer need to fly through Jakarta.
We are not flying there. Oh, that's Jakarta.
That's Jakarta.
Oh my god.
To see what flights are available. As of May 30th, there are 72 countries
the hell we are
for
flying?
visa on arrival, with more countries being added every day. Visa on arrival means you will be granted a 30-day tourist visa.
Oh, I've seen Romania.
Visa on arrival means
72 countries.
VOS is before
direct international travels. So we have one stop. It's not direct ours.
No, but you're gonna get the visa when you're landing. and you are from
In Bali.
Romania and you are eligible for
Ah,
visa
okay.
on arrival.
You will be granted a 30-day
Cool.
tourist visa, which is extendable up to 60 days. The price
30 days, we're gonna stay 15 or something like
is
that.
currently 500k
2
IDR
weeks.
or around $35. If you would like to spend more than 60 days in
$35.
Bali, then you can apply offshore for the B211 business or tourist visa. There are various agencies you can contact that provide this service and will usually get your visa approved within a week. The cost is always changing, but as of right now, it is around 3.5 million IDR. The nice thing is that this change
Wait,
contract
what?
that provide this service
the-
and will usually get your visa approved within a week. The cost is always changing, but as of right now, it is around 3.5 million IDR.
240.
That's for a year.
Is
Yeah.
it?
More than 60 days in Bali, then you can apply offshore
60
for the
days, over
B211
60 days.
business or tourist visa. There are various
Because they are
agencies
staying
you can
more.
contact that provide this service and will usually get your visa approved within a
Over
week.
60
The
days.
cost is always changing, but as of right now, it is around 3.5 million IDR. The nice thing is that this visa is renewable on the island, so you will not need to do a visa run and leave the country.
Okay, let's quickly just touch on the requirements, which are changing all the time. So we advise you check in with your visa agent to get the updated ones, but as of right now, these are the requirements.
Step 1.
You have to fill out the EHAC International form, which is an app before departure.
Step 2.
After arrival, you will have to have your vaccination certificates ready.
Step 3.
Your EHAC and hotel booking will be
Vaccinations?
checked.
What kind of
Yeah,
vaccinations?
but with the vaccination might be from the COVID thingy, or we're gonna have anyways ours done in, I don't know, February, March.
Yeah, we've been to the GP and to the doctors. And they said they're gonna tell us around middle of January.
Because we have to do some.
Some vaccinations, yeah.
It's the first time I'm flying outside Europe, so.
So you need to do, yeah, I think 2,
At the
3, I
airport.
don't know how many.
Step 4.
After passing multiple checkpoints, which include checking for health insurance, return of an onward flight ticket within 30 or 60 days, you will have your visa on arrival.
Oh,
You can
they are
pay for
checking
your
that
visa
as
on
well.
arrival with a credit card or the equivalent in a few foreign currencies.
Step 5.
Collect your bags, pass the checkpoints, and go to your transportation.
As of right now, you will need a double vaccination to get into Bali without a quarantine, and you will need the EHAC app downloaded before you land.
If you are only
We still have that
EHAC might be for
for the COVID, yeah.
single dose vaccinated, then you will have to serve a 5-day quarantine.
At your own expense.
The currency here is Indonesian rupiah and is usually around 15,000 IDR to 1 USD. Once you get through customs, there are numerous money exchange services in the airport itself.
Did you understand? 15,000.
Yeah, it's
$1.
$1, yeah.
Although we've never used any of these, we don't recommend it because the fees are always super high at the airports. If you do want to use a money exchange service, you can find them. They are all over the island. So just head outside towards Seminyak, Kuta, Canggu, and you will find one. Alternatively, and what we do is we draw from an ATM with our credit cards. And every time we draw, it's usually a fee of $8, roughly.
There are ATMs all over the island, and there is a limit on how much you can draw from an ATM at one time. So you might have to use the ATM multiple times in a day.
That is to get to pay multiple fees.
And for what you need, cash.
But it's the most convenient. Actually, most places accept credit cards, so that's a good thing. You don't always
Like
need
for
cash.
food,
Now, we got
for,
away
I
with
don't know,
spending
whatever.
most of our money through credit cards, just with direct points of sales, and then we just draw about 3 million IDR for a week or two, and that's just to pay for meals at the warungs and just petrol for your bike and small stuff.
Okay, best time.
By the way, you're gonna have to learn to drive a bike.
I will.
Because we're gonna travel. We're gonna go around. So we.
Yeah, but we can go too on the bike.
No,
Why not?
everybody's. You're gonna have your own bike. I'm gonna have mine. The other two, they're gonna have their own bikes.
Why?
Because we are traveling with another couple of friends of ours.
Oh.
So We're
Yeah,
gonna
we will
make
see.
a bike contest.
Time to visit Bali.
Definitely
the
with
best
me.
time to visit Bali is between April and October. It's not as hot
May.
and it does not rain as much. The weather is usually between 28 and 32 degrees pretty much every single day during this time.
What you need to know about the weather in Bali is that there's basically only two seasons. There's the wet season and the dry season. You don't want to be in Bali during the wet season because most of your beach days will be ruined by the extreme thunderstorms and downpours that happen every day.
We are
And they
living
just
that
come out
right
of
now
Absolutely nowhere, so be aware.
in England.
Welcome to UK.
Yeah.
If you are going to go between November and March, it is rainy season. The benefit though of that is that prices for hotels and things are a little bit
Are
cheaper during
cheaper,
this
yeah.
time. The busiest time in Bali is normally between June and July, so European holidays. It gets super busy.
Prices will be extremely high, the island will be crazy busy, and the traffic just will be dreadful.
Off the rocker. All right, following on from the weather, let's talk about what you need to pack for Bali.
Be careful. Be very pay very much attention at this part. Yeah. What do you have to pack?
This is my favorite part because not a lot of people make videos about this, and there's quite a few things you actually need to know about traveling to Bali and Southeast Asia in general. So basically, you're packing for hot and humid weather. Pretty
Okay.
much the whole of your trip will look like that, unless you head up into the mountains like Munduk, northern Bali, where the temperatures drop quite a bit actually, and in the evenings it might be a
Which we gonna do?
little chilly, so you need like a thin sweater. It's nothing dramatic or anything. Definitely because of the humidity and the amount you're going to be sweating every day, you want to bring things that are comfortable and breezy and avoid whites. I'm telling you now, avoid white clothing. So you're looking at shorts, t-shirts, sandals,
Avoid
and
white.
one pair of good walking shoes if you're going
no.
a
Or
thin
what?
sweater. It's nothing dramatic or anything.
Wait.
Definitely because of the humidity and the amount you're going to be sweating every day, you want to bring things that are comfortable and breezy and avoid whites. I'm telling you now,
White.
avoid white clothing. So you're looking at shorts, t-shirts, sandals, and one pair of good walking shoes if you're going to be heading up into the mountains and climbing volcanoes. It also gets really frigging cold up there, so do pack some warm clothes if you do plan to do that. Some other really important items that you need to pack include a raincoat, a hat, sandals, aloe vera for when you're sunburnt, reef safe sunscreen because it's actually very expensive in Bali and hard to find, diarrhea medication
Yeah,
if you
we know
plan on
that.
eating the local foods because Bali belly is real. Another one for the ladies, bring your sanitary products and thrush medication if you're prone to that. And if
With the Bali belly
Belly.
is that because of the spicy food? This
No,
is
the
what
thing
I
is,
understand.
it's different.
No, spicy food.
Like even I think it's the same like in Egypt with the water.
No, that's
Is it
different. Might be because of the spicy. I'm not too sure,
idea.
but if it's about spicy food, I'm alright with that. Bali.
Yeah, but even if you are eating here spicy, it's not the same thing. Like there.
Okay,
See, it's the bacteria that contaminated
in the
food and water.
Okay,
See?
okay. I thought
It's
it
the
is
same
from
thing like
the
in-
spicy food.
you're going to have a little bit of a fancy night out on the town, do pack a nice looking outfit and some good shoes because certain clubs and bars in Bali are quite bougie and they do have dress codes. But Bali is not a very desolated island and you can find most of these things. They've got H&M's, Zara's, beautiful boutique shops, all sorts of things. They've got pharmacies, markets, thrift shops. It's a very developed island and you'll be surprised how much you can find there. So don't worry if you do forget anything. Don't stress.
You'll be fine.
Don't
Moving on
stress out,
to
yeah?
the
Don't
next
stress.
section.
Apps
These are
to
some of the
download.
apps you need to download
Yeah, I know about Gojek.
before you come to the island. Number one is most definitely WhatsApp. It is used all over the place for organizing your drivers, even ordering food from restaurants, organizing a place to stay such as a villa. Communication using WhatsApp is super important.
Okay.
Yeah, but
And you need the phone number.
I sent out a message on WhatsApp to our hotel because we
Nothing
booked
happened.
a hotel for 2 nights, first 2 nights,
Yeah.
because
In Bali.
we're gonna travel around, so we said to have the first 2 nights because that was the minimum that I could book, and the rest of it we're gonna move around and visit as many places that we can. And I text them on WhatsApp,
Did you not by email?
email and WhatsApp.
And nobody answered.
No. Just got a notification that
That
whenever
it's
they're
booked.
gonna answer on email, I'm gonna get an
A response.
a response I'm gonna get an email with their response, and on WhatsApp it's still like not read. I don't know.
Secondly, Facebook is also important if you want to look for apartments and places to stay. That's also used very frequently. The next two very important
Was that the
elements
group?
are super important. Secondly, Facebook is also important if you want to look for apartments and places to stay. That's also used very frequently. The next two very important apps are Grab and Gojek. Grab is basically the Uber. You're going to use it to call your motorbikes, your food, your cars, and Gojek is the exact same except it's the Indonesian version. Does basically the same, but it is a little bit cheaper on Gojek.
You can even order medication on Gojap. The Gojap.
Gojek, not a bad one.
That's how freaking awesome the app is. Definitely download it.
So if you're down and out with Bali belly one morning, yeah, just hop on the app and order your medication straight to your villa. Then the last app we recommend is Google Maps. It's used to navigate on the island. The other apps don't really work. Apple Maps doesn't work. So make sure you get Google Maps, and then you can go ahead and download the offline map. So when you're heading out into the remote areas where there's no signal, you'll have maps in your back pocket.
Okay, time to talk about money. This
Money.
is really dependent on you and your Bali itinerary, but I'm happy to tell you that you don't have to spend your entire life savings to pay for a trip to this beautiful island. It is quite an affordable island. Granted, there are certain things that are expensive, but let's get into the different budgets. The three different budgets are super budgets or backpacker vibes. You're looking at spending around 20 to 50 USD a day. Pretty darn good, I'd say. Second one is our budget, and that is comfortable brackets. It's not too budget, but it's not too bougie either. And you're looking at paying between 50 and 80 USD a day for that one. And then the budget type that
Food and accommodation. Depends.
we aspire to
Per
have,
day.
that's luxury. Anything over $100 a day honestly is luxury. You can push it way higher though. You could easily spend $1,000 a day, no jokes, on the island, depending on your accommodation and what restaurants you eat at. 5-star restaurants, massages.
To be honest, I like to eat food. I don't like 5 stars things with fine dining and art in my plate. I just need food.
Yeah, but she was talking more about accommodation.
Yeah, but 5 stars food, it's more like for a photo and Instagram instead of like your belly to be full.
Alcohol, all of that. Obviously, the longer you stay, the better deals you'll get on monthly rates on Airbnb, gym memberships, co-working spaces, all sorts of
Or
stuff.
bike hire too.
Okay.
If you are an aspiring digital nomad and wondering how much a month of expenses looks like, then definitely check out this video linked above. It's our cost of living in Bali. We lived there for a couple of months and we
I think that we've
We've
seen
seen
that.
that.
share all of our expenses.
Next up is accommodation.
The island offers a wide variety of places to stay, from world-class 5-star hotels to backpacker homestays and hostels. In between, there are affordable and comfortable Airbnbs everywhere. We booked 90% of our short-term stays using Airbnb, and the rest of our bookings were made using Agoda. We can also recommend using Booking.com.
Using
And
what?
the rest of our
Agoda.
bookings were made using
Agoda.
Agoda.
Agoda.com.
Basically, it's a booking.com.
Yeah, like
right?
booking.com.
Agoda. We can also recommend using booking.com. You'll be able to find anything from small intimate couple getaways to massive 8-bedroom villas to share with friends. The variety of places to stay on the island is truly remarkable, so spend some time seeking out the perfect place to suit your needs. We generally go for guest houses though, where you have a private room and a shared kitchen and certain amenities and a pool. That's pretty important. Next up is transportation.
When you arrive at the airport, you'll most likely be hounded by taxi drivers. We usually ignore these guys because they often are very pushy and will charge an arm and a leg.
It's everywhere, even in Romania.
Why to check him out, Alexander? About, don't tell me he's doing taxi.
No, he
Or
made a
has
video.
about this. What? I was like, what? I don't understand.
He made a video, I think that we seen it, about the taxi drivers from the airport and things like those.
Okay.
If you
What
do
you've
take a
done,
taxi,
Alexander.
then make sure it's at least a Bluebird taxi.
They're friends,
We've
they
used them
waited
a
for
couple
them.
of times and have
With the taxi at the airports, everywhere it's you've got those type of taxi driver. They are trying to get you
They are everywhere.
and pay the 5 times the price, but
Yeah.
it's everywhere, not only there.
never had a bad experience. They use a meter and never tried to scam us. Alternatively, we
The
can
blue
recommend you
taxis.
contact the place you are staying at and either
Oh, blue taxis. That was a normal car.
No, but he said something about blue taxis.
Yeah, but if you're gonna order all the taxis and things like those from apps, you're fine.
Nothing can
ask
happen.
them to organize a shuttle service for you, or if they know a driver that can pick you up. Alright.
Yeah, and the our hotel it's offering as well the shuttle thingy to pick up from the airport, which I've seen that it's around $7 for 4 people, which is
Yeah, like
around let's say 100,000.
Ride from the airport to say Seminyak or Canggu would usually cost between 200 and 400k IDR. Once you're all settled in, you can head out looking for a bike to hire so that you have your own wheels on the island. Bike hire prices fluctuate all the time with supply and demand like anything else, but the usual going rate is around 1 million IDR per month. If you want to rent daily,
A month, 67.
Amount.
then you can pay anywhere from 100k per day to 250k depending. Be sure to negotiate. You will need to give your passport information, so take your passport with you, they'll have to make a copy.
Legally speaking, you do need an international license to be able to ride a motorbike on the island. But I beg you, if you're not experienced with a motorbike, don't rent one. There are far too many accidents at the moment, the traffic is crazy, and that's because there's a lot of people riding motorbikes on the island that have no idea what they're doing.
So yeah, you're not gonna ride the bike.
Don't put somebody else's life in your hands, rather just use the Grab
We'll
and
see.
Gojek. It's so cheap and so easy to use. But if you are experienced and know how to ride a motorbike, then definitely go ahead and rent one, but remember to wear your helmet, okay?
Do note, if you do get into
Okay.
an accident on the island, your travel insurance will require you to have a license before they help you out.
Stay tuned and we'll share our favorite travel insurance with you guys.
Next up is going to be traffic. Traffic on the island is quite bad. It can take 40 minutes to travel from the airport to Ubud or Canggu. The roads are very thin and there are a ton of bikes and cars trying to get around. We recommend using Grab or Gojek rather to help curb the traffic congestion.
Next up is language and culture. The language on the island is Bahasa Bali or Bahasa Indonesia, but most people that you'll come into contact with speak English pretty fluently. A couple don't, they'll be broken English, but you'll definitely survive.
Our is broken as well, so
Most
Yeah.
hotels and restaurants have people fluent in English and a couple other languages actually, so you'll be more than fine.
We do suggest learning a couple of the basic phrases though, because, well, it's just common decency when
not from
you
us.
go to a foreign country, you want to communicate with them, and
no, it's not from
That's
us.
from them.
they'll love you. They'll appreciate that you took the time to learn their language.
If you do want to learn a little bit, I suggest going onto Babbel and doing their free lessons in Indonesian. It will help me a hell of a lot to learn a little bit about the numbers and just basic greetings, so check that out.
Bagus. Enak.
For
Enough,
culture,
yeah.
the Balinese are a very culturally rich group of people. They have many celebrations, sometimes even every 100 days. Remember to always be respectful of their temples. Be mindful of the offerings that you will see placed on the road and at entrances to hotels and restaurants. Please don't kick these. Ladies, you will need to be covered up when at a temple, and men will also need to cover their legs. This is also a requirement at the government buildings, such as when you go to renew your visa.
And one more custom to be aware of is it's very respectful to give and take with your right
yeah,
hand
with
and
the
not your
right.
left. Indonesian subscribers, can you let us know in the comments what the reasoning is for that? I definitely always do it anyway, but I'm actually not sure what the reason is behind that. Next up is where to go. We've luckily got 2 videos to guide you. First video is the top 10 places to visit in Bali, and second is our ultimate road trip guide. So check out those videos to find
Have we seen those? Don't remember.
out where to go.
No.
Next up is what to eat when you're there. Don't miss out on trying
Whatever you can catch.
Whatever you
That's
can
for
catch.
Daniel.
This is my section.
the amazing food the island has to offer. From the famous nasi goreng, mee goreng, pisang goreng,
Nasi goreng.
goreng means fried by the way, to the incredible and our favorite chicken curries or curry ayam.
And beef rendang, oh my gosh, and indomie.
And if you're craving a
Indomie.
taste of
I
home,
like
there
them.
are Western options all over the island, so don't even stress about that. Next up is water and
That was short on the food.
ice.
Do not drink,
Drink
the
tap
tap
water. We know that.
So on the island, you will have to drink out of bottled waters at all times. You can
Always.
buy a big 20-liter one for about 20k, really cheap, or you can just get them at any Alpha Mart. The water is okay to brush your teeth though, but definitely not good for consumption.
It's not.
No,
Oh my
neither
god,
for
do
teeth.
not even
No.
use the water to brush your
Brush
teeth.
your
You
teeth,
use
no.
bottled water. No ways, the locals
I'm not drinking water, so I'm safe.
will tell you. So if you're on the island
Yeah, but
for
not
a short
even them
period of
fruits,
time,
nothing.
Be very
You
careful of
don't
this
need to
because
use
you
it.
don't want to ruin your time with Bali Belly. Seriously,
Alright, alcohol on the island. It's kind of expensive if you're gonna go and drink out. You can look to pay any
You see? I thought that was writing here Pall Family.
Palmilla.
So-
Palmilla. Bali.
White wine. I believe this is a glass and this is a bottle. So it's $2
Possible.
and a couple of more dollars for a full bottle. Whiskey, tequila,
$2.
Look,
Not that
a
expensive.
Coke. It's 40k.
Where is it?
Here. Why should you drink a wine when you can drink 3 Cokes?
anywhere between 90
Was Red Bull as well?
expensive if you're gonna go and drink out. You can look to
You've started
anyway,
again with pauses.
Sorry for pausing, but I have to. This is very interesting for me.
between
Yeah, I didn't see
90k
it.
for
Anyway.
Corona
I
to
didn't
like
film it.
120k just for one Corona at a club.
50k.
For
the
a
Red Bull.
beer. For a beer and for a Coke.
It's the same. Coke or beer, it's almost the same price. Captain Morgan.
But if you do want to just get some beers and go to your villa, you can head to an Alpha Mart, and they
Yeah.
are usually around 20k for a beer at an Alpha Mart.
We don't drink too much alcohol.
the island of Bali has a local liquor
Beer?
called
Mm,
Rhett,
Nah.
I think it is, and that stuff is potent. A lot of the cocktails at the cheap cocktail bars are mixed with that stuff, and it will get you lit. In fact, it'll make you sick. So just be careful. Don't drink too many cocktails just in case. Probably stick to bottled beers and more upmarket cocktail bars. Once again, if you're on the island for a short period of time, you do not want to spend days and days in bed. Okay, now let's talk about
Oh, no.
vaccinations.
I
This
don't
is a
want
bit of
that.
a tricky one because before we traveled to Southeast Asia, our doctor recommended that we get a couple of shots from HPV shots,
The same, yeah.
rabies shots, and
Tetanus, I think.
yellow fever, but they actually, it's not required for you to if you're visiting the island.
Yeah,
especially if
but
you
it's
stay away
better to
from the
have
remote
them.
areas on the island. you'll be fine without them. One thing I would take note of is apparently dengue fever is quite a big thing on the island, so protect yourself. Get your immune system strong and just avoid mosquitoes. Use lots of bug spray. There's no malaria on the island, so you don't need to take any medication for that either. At the end of the day, bug spray will be your best vaccination.
Next up is travel insurance.
We do not travel without our travel insurance safety wing. They've saved us 2 times and we'll keep repeating this. They saved us in 2019 as soon as the pandemic started and we had to get a repatriation flight back home. They covered that entire flight. And the second time when we were put in quarantine in Indonesia because Rhett tested positive for corona.
Yeah, I remember
and they covered
that.
as well. Accidents are prone on the island. You might have a motorbike accident, you might slip and fall at a waterfall. Just be covered in case. Actually, I think it's also a requirement.
Yeah.
So
you have to have travel insurance to enter Indonesia. They actually check for it now at the airport, so make sure you get it.
So if you're looking for travel insurance, the link for our travel insurance will be down in the description below. Next up is the length of your stay. We do recommend around 2 weeks to have a full experience on the island and to go home with no regrets. But
Well, we have 15 days, but you're gonna lose 1.5 days on the flights to go and come back. It's 19 hours.
19
if you do only have a
hours.
week, then it
And it's the shortest one
Yeah.
because we're gonna fly from Manchester to Doha and from Doha to Bali. And it's 19 hours and 40 minutes with
And you are staying in Doha,
Doha is just 1 hour,
and
it's
50 minutes.
under 2 hours, 1 hour and 40 minutes, something like that. But still 19 hours is gonna be a lot of fun.
should suffice. Just be careful of Bali belly, heat stroke, and things
Natalia, she's complaining when she's flying to Romania or Spain or around here and we're spending like 3 hours flying. And now
want
she's
to
gonna
think
have 19.
like that. You don't want to ruin your 1 week holiday.
Next up is the electricity. The plug points that they use in Bali are exactly the same as the ones used in Vietnam
European.
and in South Africa. I'll put a
Not in UK.
picture on the screen now. So make sure you have the right adapter when you
We
come.
don't have the right.
Best thing is to just pick up an adapter before you leave home. If not, you will be able to find them all over the island. Once
Yeah, we have one.
Next up is SIM card
have
and
it.
internet. You can get away
Because
with
we're going
not
in
having
Romania
a
and we
SIM
need
card
it
if you're there
as
for
well.
a short period of time. There's Wi-Fi everywhere.
Ready.
In hotels, the
Leave it.
cafes,
restaurants.
restaurants,
Just leave it.
all
Act like nothing happened.
over, and the speeds are pretty good. If you do decide to do a SIM card, definitely check out Telkomsel. It
What
is
was
a lot
that?
of
You
Cafes,
made me miss.
Restaurants.
restaurants, all over, and the speeds are pretty good. If you do
91. It's 3 times faster than in UK.
you decide to do a SIM card, definitely check out Telkomsel. It is a little complicated at the moment because you'll have to register your IMEI number
9
at a
gigabyte.
Telkomsel store. But SIM cards are so cheap and data is cheap as well. And there is signal nearly everywhere on the island.
You can expect to pay around 135k IDR for 35 gigs of mobile data.
You will need a SIM card to sign up for a Grab and Gojek account, although you can use a local friend's number to do that as well.
Yeah, but you can use a eSIM as well. Instead of buying a physical SIM. No?
No idea.
I think that you can do it, yeah.
Next up, let's talk about tipping. It's an optional thing to do on the
Tipping.
island.
When you get the check, the service
Ah,
fee is
tipping.
included already, but we do suggest that you just give an extra
How I said, we're gonna start our sign-in monthly thingy if anybody wants, and we thinking about whatever goes on that joining like wallet is gonna be, we're gonna make some tipping donation, helping out couple
Around
of, yeah, when
those 2 weeks.
when we gonna get there. So Well, we're still thinking about it. We're gonna see if we're gonna be able to do it or not.
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't know, 5, 10K, it makes a world of difference and they'll really appreciate it. Pharmacy, a place I seem to have been in nearly every day of my life there. There's pharmacies everywhere around the island. It's called apotek in Indonesian. So as soon as you see that word, you know there's a pharmacy there.
We're gonna need to make like a notebook with all type of meanings, and
Yeah,
we're gonna try to
apotek.
learn as well a couple of words. We know few, but if we're gonna learn few more,
Yeah, so look, it's the same like all the yellow ones. They are on sales. You have in English even. Bestseller.
There's
Yeah.
Senior
It's not that.
Pharmacy and Guardians all over the
Apotek.
to
Yeah,
know
like in
exact
pharmacy, how
to
it's
know the
called.
meanings.
island. You can get all sorts of medication there and toiletries and cosmetic products.
One thing we found was headache tablets are ridiculously cheap there.
For a pack of 4 really good headache medications, it's like 1K, was it?
Like ibuprofen, paracetamol mix is super cheap. So
Yeah.
don't worry about bringing those.
I just want to add quickly that some beauty products have whitening in it or cooling agents, like the men's stuff. So some of the stuff you find in there is very foreign and interesting. We don't have whitening products here in South Africa, so I was like, what? But it's a huge thing in Indonesia.
Next up is laundry. So getting your clothes washed on the island is pretty much the easiest thing. You can drive 100 meters and find a laundromat right on the corner. Prices are around 15k per kilogram, so $1 per kg. Super cheap, super
That's cheap.
efficient. You'll get your clothes nice and fresh and folded up the next day. If you are staying in a hotel, definitely avoid using the hotel laundry service. You will be charged like 20 times more.
Really?
Alright, now let's talk about some natural disasters.
Good to know.
Earthquakes can happen on the island of Bali because it is in the ring of fire, although very rarely and nothing too extravagant. We experienced 2 of them and it was a bit of a wobble. The pool went a bit weird, but it was okay. Another
What?
What? What? I didn't understand. What was that?
Earthquakes? Just few minors, dude. Don't worry about.
We charge like 20 times more. All right, now let's talk about some natural disasters.
Why you have to?
earthquakes can happen
What?
Why you have to put it again?
To understand what was.
on the island of Bali because it is in the ring of fire, although very rarely and nothing too extravagant. We
That's why they've got so many volcanoes. That's why it's the Ring of Fire.
experienced 2 of them and it was a bit of a wobble. The pool went a bit weird, but it was okay. Another natural disaster to be aware
Couple of waves only.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
there are volcanoes on the island and they are active. So
Loads of
do
them are.
just take notes of your surroundings. Be a bit prepared. Look up what there is to do in the case of
Don't
a
sleep.
volcano erupting or
Don't sleep.
a tsunami or an earthquake. Just prep yourself a little bit because it is a possibility and it's something I was actually genuinely worried about. And you should be, right? Should be a little worried
They have
about it.
evacuation signs all over the island near the beaches and also near the volcanoes. So just take notes of the routes that you need to follow if something
This is gonna be the first thing that she's gonna look up for.
happens. All right, now let's talk about what we think you should skip on the island of Bali.
Personally, we haven't done it, but we've heard from a lot of travelers that it was a bit of an uncomfortable experience, and that is the dolphin viewing in Lovina in the north of the island. There's far too many boats and I don't know, it's just a bit of I don't know if it's a very eco-friendly activity to do on the island. So if you're worried about that, maybe just skip the experience entirely. Second thing that we're very passionate about is do not do a day tour to Nusa Penida Island. The island
Why?
is jam-packed with traffic. The roads are terrible and you will spend most of your day in a
On the
car
road.
stuck in traffic. So if you do plan to visit the beautiful island of Nusa Penida, do spend a night. Make time for it, otherwise you will not enjoy your experience on the island. We personally did it and it wasn't great.
Yeah, we haven't been back yet. We didn't have a good time at all. But hopefully next time we go, we will stay over. If you are looking for a place to stay, you can check out in the description. Tropical glamping comes highly recommended. And the last thing we think you should skip
Is Lempuyang Temple. It's very much an Instagram
Why?
versus reality moment. You'll see a lot of photos on the internet of this beautiful temple with mountains.
Yeah, with the mirror.
Sensor
Yeah.
in the back and these clear lakes at the bottom with a beautiful
No, it's not a lake.
It's not like
a
that.
mirror. That's because it is a mirror. They do put a mirror in the photo
Yeah, I know
to
that.
make it, to give it that effect, but it's
I
nothing
knew that,
special.
yeah.
If you all about the photos, then yeah, maybe go for
Yeah,
it.
but it's
Yeah, it's
nice to see
Instagram.
it. I don't know. No, it's not just. I don't know.
She likes.
Yeah,
So
I
it'll
don't
make
agree
your
with
Instagram
this.
Look really cool, but don't be disappointed when you get there
Sorry,
and see
Claire.
that it's not what it looks like.
No,
Yeah,
she-
I know it's not
she-
what
she-
it looks
she
like because I've
just-
seen videos.
She's just telling you to don't think that.
Yeah, that is like in the
Maybe
pictures.
there are people that didn't wash before and they are
Yeah.
way expecting
Yeah, I
to be there a
understand her.
lake and things like those.
Yeah.
And that's why she's saying like, look, it's
Yeah,
not.
I know it's not like that. I know how they are doing the picture and you have to pay for them. I know, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you all about the photos, then yeah, maybe go for it. It'll make your Instagram look really cool, but don't be disappointed when you get there and see that it's not what it looks like on
and
Instagram.
if you spend hours standing in a line just for
Yeah,
that photo.
but that's
So,
Which there are huge lines there at the Lempuyang Temple. So if you don't want to stand in lines and be disappointed, then just skip that.
all right, let's get to things we do recommend you do.
A Balinese cooking class, a bicycle trip through the local community, the Mount Batur
You know,
sunrise hike,
To use the bicycle.
You do not ride the bicycle. That's not good.
What?
So we're gonna have to skip that one as well.
All right, let's get to things we do recommend you do.
a Balinese cooking class, a bicycle trip through the local community, the Mount Batur sunrise hike, river rafting and tubing in Ubud, water bomb is so much fun, Tugu Hotel for a Balinese dinner experience, the Ketchuk dance at Uluwatu Temple, and watch all of our Balinese videos in our Bali playlist for more suggestions. Okay, next up is safety. We get asked this quite often, is Bali safe? And the truth is, I feel 100% safe on the island of Bali. We were there in a very desperate time during the pandemic and it was still one of the most safest places on earth. So definitely not something that you should worry about at all, but like everywhere in the world there is petty crime and some theft, so
For sure.
just be cautious, don't be too flashy with your items, and if you have a safety box in your hotel room, definitely utilize it.
One tip I can give you, and this applies to all over Asia, is don't text with your phone facing the road. Turn your back to the road if you're going to need to text someone, because some people do drive by on bikes and grab your phone out of your hand, so that's one thing that can happen. Just be aware of it.
And also, if you're on a motorbike, don't text on the motorbike because they can come past you and grab it there too.
And then in terms of scams,
Grab what?
so that's one thing that can happen. Just be aware of
The
it.
phones.
And also, if you're on a motorbike, don't text on the motorbike because they can come past you and grab it there too.
And then in terms of scams, this can happen in Southeast Asia. We've heard of that, but fortunately for us, it has not happened at all. Nothing has happened in Bali. 99% of the people that you meet on the island will be super helpful, super friendly. We haven't really had anything happen to us.
No need to worry. Haven't even heard of it happening to anyone else either. And finally, other. These are just really random things that we think you should know. Number one is basically carry toilet paper wherever you go. It's not used that often. Second thing is there is a random hose pipe looking thing with a nozzle on it next to the toilet. That's the bum gun, and that you use to clean yourself when you go to the toilet. We miss it so much. We love that thing and we think it's more sanitary than just using toilet paper. Be careful though, some have quite
Okay.
a strong squirt to them. And they actually hurt. Girls, sometimes it hurts, so just be careful. And third of all, if you do use toilet paper, do not throw it into the toilet, throw it into the bin. You can clog some pipes and cause a lot of damage. They don't have a sewage system like that. So just throw all of your toilet paper, everything, into the bin next to it. Anyway, those things were a little uncomfortable to talk about, but needed to be said.
That's basically
Needed
everything
to be
you need to
known.
know about Bali, or everything we can think of right now. If you can think of anything else, add it in the comments below. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope
We're
you
gonna
found it
have- we're gonna
informative.
have
If
to
you
check the
did,
comments
please
as
don't
well.
forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you want more content.
We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Also, enjoy the trip.
Bye.
Have fun. It's gonna be life changing.
Oh,
Let us know
yeah.
how it was in the comments below.
You're going to love it.
So this was Bali travel guide.
Everything to know before you go.
Full complete travel guide. I'm gonna check the.
They really tick them all, no? Like loads.
We
of
still have a lot of video from them apparently that we haven't seen. Related to Bali,
traveling. Yeah, to Bali.
special to Bali. How I said, we're gonna be there for in total 15 days, but we're gonna lose one day and a half on the flights, with the flights, and the rest of it we're gonna try to cover as much and travel around Bali and things like those around. We don't know exactly.
Ubud.
We didn't make ourselves yet
Not yet, yeah. Like a proper itinerary, you know?
to see where we're going or how much we're gonna stand or spend over there, like time. That's why we didn't book any hotels, only the first 2 nights because it was the minimum that we could get. And from there
I'm gonna book the rest of them.
we're gonna book the rest of it. By then we're gonna check videos and make ourselves like a top 5-10 places to visit and things to do and things to eat and things.
Yeah.
Don't forget, if you're new and enjoying watching these videos with us, subscribe, like the notification bell to know when we're gonna post our next videos. Please check the original video from Rhett and Claire. You can find the link in the description.
Thank
If
you
you
very
have
much.
any others videos related to Bali or around
Or things,
to do, eat, travel, I don't know, things like those, please leave them in the comment because they're gonna be very useful for us. And leave us comments with what should we try, check, visit, and
What do you think that is gonna be useful for us to know
yeah,
about?
apparently she needs to avoid bicycle rides and
Oh my god, I love so much.
thank you very much.
I knew when I was little, but I don't know now. I've not
I'm
tried.
gonna try to buy her a bike by then so she can train and practice. And
Anyway, thank you very much, Rhett and Claire, for this video. It's been very, very helpful.
thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.
See ya. Bye.